Essential Garage Tape Pack, the only #1 garage tape pack channel on YouTube.
So welcome back to another episode of the Unspoken Word Podcast with myself, Shane, on the Essential Garage Tape Pack. Our guest today is been in the business now well over 30 years. He's formed a duo partnership, which of course I'll mention in a moment. But, his work and his time in the industry, one of the original pioneers of the UK garage scene. Really good friend as well. I've got to say that as well. And I'm really honoured to have him on our podcast today. DJ Ramsey, welcome. Lovely to have you on today.
Cheers, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
How we doing?
Yeah, good. Surviving, getting on.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
Yeah. And how you been keeping yourself motivated these days?
Lot going on.
Yeah.
Music, radio, house moving, pets, kids.
Yeah.
So much going on.
I see your pet on the social.
Oh, Lula.
Lula, yeah. How is she?
Do you know what? I don't even know if I'd left her out tonight. So she's a little bit of a raver. She's not coming, she's out at night. She comes in the day, I have to let her in.
Yeah.
So, I hope she's all right.
Yeah, hopefully. Bless her. So you know why you're here?
Yeah.
Of course, we're going to be talking about a bit about your past,
The old days,
where we, a bit about Ramsey and Fen, the partnership, BUG Records, etc., and then kind of where you are now.
Okay.
All right,
cool.
So, talk us through a little bit about your background, where you're from.
Original?
Both, yeah.
Well, I was born from around the corner from here.
Okay.
Which we're in Bow now, yeah?
Yeah.
So, Mile End. Born.
Yeah.
Got raised in Stoke Newington, Hackney.
Yeah.
And then sort of moved that after like my early teens. Done like the sort of like Stoke Newington, Tottenham, Edmonton, Enfield, and just went up. And now I'm on the outskirts.
Yeah.
So I've been through most of North London, really.
Yeah.
And East. So East is where I was born originally.
Yeah.
And that's where my career started.
As well.
Yeah.
And what was it like back then, living through that period, growing up?
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Not many cars on the road.
Really?
No. Well, you're talking 80, 85s, 86. I was partying those days, though.
Yeah.
I was in my teenage years. So, yeah, I didn't really get into the music till about 88.
Okay.
Early around about that time. So, yeah, it was great those days.
Okay. And do you remember, like, your first record that you bought? If you can.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I used to work in photographers. I used to do part-time. My cousin owned it.
Okay.
In Finsbury Park.
Right.
And there's a little shop that's North London. Around the corner, I really forgot what it was called. It was so small. You could only fit about 4 people in there.
Okay.
So I used to get my little wages, my Saturday wages. I think I used to get like £10 on a Saturday. And tracks I had to save a bit as well. So they were about 3 or 4 quid. I'm sure it was a track called, it was Cool Town America, 6 Million Steps.
Okay.
You don't even know
no, I
that.
won't know. No, what style of music was it?
It was early day sort of disco-y sort of stroke, almost housey.
Okay.
So that sort of flavour. Cool Town America, 6 Million Steps. I remember them too.
Yeah.
And then the other 80s stuff started coming in, the soul stuff and all the R&B sort of soul bits. I was buying some of that as well. 80s classics.
Okay.
That was early actually, the 80s classics. But yeah, Cool Town America and 6 Million Steps.
6 Million.
You check it out.
I will check that out.
You'll know the Cool Town America is played nowadays in loads of samples, but people don't know it's a sample, but I do because that's the beginning of it. Only the mans that know that. Who's in my age bracket.
And was it around that time that you decided you wanted to become a DJ at this point, or was that later on?
Not really. I was buying bits of music. And then when I moved from Manor House, because I was in Stokey, then I moved to Manor House, then I went back to Hackney again.
Okay.
We had a flat there, so that's when the station started in the local area, and that's when I started like getting interested more and starting buying a bit more music and that. So yeah.
Okay. So you talk about the 80s and you're buying your music and the transition from that. Talk us through a little bit about your journey about Jonathan Ross's show.
How do you know about that?
Don't worry about how I know about that. Talk us through about that.
That was really how the music started. Early days, dancing days from school.
Okay.
Like dancing competitions at school and school parties and stuff like that. Yeah, I was in a bit of a dance troupe. All my boys danced like we were soul boys, man.
Yeah.
We used to go around everywhere dancing and that. And we was listening to Kiss once, and Soul Train was going to start on TV, Channel 4.
Okay.
But we didn't know it was anything to do with Jonathan Ross or anything like that.
Okay.
We just thought, right. So, yeah, they were out there giving out tickets in certain clubs. I remember a club called Gulliver's.
Okay, where was this? If you remember?
I think it was it Dalston? Was it East somewhere down east?
Okay.
But, yeah, my friends go to me, yeah, they're going to be down there. They said it on Kiss today. They're giving out tickets for this show. We've got to go. So it was me, a friend of mine called Spider, and another guy called Chino. You know, Gino.
Yeah.
So what we did, we was in there. We saw these guys in suits. We're thinking,
right.
they don't look right in here, these guys. Three of them. First, before it was old Bill. What they're doing in here. And then my mate goes, no, that's them. So we had a little routine together.
Right.
And we thought, right, once they walk in, start the routine. We started the routine.
Right.
It was a good 5-minute routine, smashed up the place. They were watching us. As soon as we finished, they came up to us and they just went, here, boys, congratulations.
No way.
Here's some tickets for Soul Train.
Oh.
Right, let me tell you, when we took them tickets, we were gone because everyone was like, everyone wanted your ticket because they knew everyone was there for that. It was packed. A few people got tickets. We see them after. But that's how we got onto the Soul Train. And then, funny enough, one of my Spanish friends, he worked in Cecil G. And Jonathan Ross used to go and shop in there. He was a manager. So we'd give him a bit of discount. When he bumped into him, he goes, oh, it's you again. Hello, boys. So he gave him a little discount and he goes, here, give that to the boys, meaning me and my other mates. And so every other week, Bosh, he used to come in, tickets. It got to a stage where he'll post them to us. So he was posting us tickets and, you know, they were like gold dust those days. So we'd done that for about a year on TV every Friday.
So when you were filming, of course, for the show and you're recording, like how long would you be there at a time?
All day.
All day.
All day filming. Mind you, got to meet a few 80 stars in there in the background and that. It was pretty good.
Yeah, any few names you could?
I think was Loose Ends there.
Oh wow.
Jeffrey Daniels, but he become a host.
Oh right, okay.
Jeffrey Daniels, Shalimar lot.
That's right, yeah.
And there was quite a few. There's so many. There's so many. Every week we were there like, I don't know, 6 hours a day, 6 hours for that day. 7 hours of filming for a half an hour show.
Wow. Just
so,
little bits. Yeah.
So that went on for a year. That was good. And that's where it sort of started for me.
So from that, you then, how do you transition into the dance scene? Like, how did you get involved with at the beginning?
Like I said, there was a local station started in my area.
Okay.
So I was started to play on there. Like there was a new sound coming out. It was like hardcore. We were playing a bit of hardcore. Jungle sort of started to slip in a little bit. Hardcore jungle. So where I was with all the boys from around the areas, you know what I mean? I was doing a bit of music here and then they was like, yeah, come up, do a little show. And I started getting up there and then, we met a mate of mine, Mixmaster Max, because we used to go to a youth club together down in Haringey.
Okay.
When we was younger, like that's where we started making sound systems there and stuff. So I knew him and I had another mate called Wallace, MC Cranks.
Okay.
So we sort of got together those sort of days, early days, a friend of mine had a station called Rush FM.
Okay.
And yeah, he asked us to come up. So we went up there as a little crew. Force of One.
Which brings me to my next question. Well,
F1
part
crew.
of a question. Yeah. So before we touch on the F1 crew or Force of One, how did you come up with the name Ruthless B?
Well, B's my first name. For those of you who know me, it's short for something.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I was just ruthless with the cutting. I was doing a lot of cutting, like I was to cut tunes a lot with drum and bass and the hardcore. So they used to just call me before it was Easy B. Before that, no one knew that. That was only for about a year or two that I kept on changing. Then it become Ruthless B, Force of One crew, Mix Master Max, MC Cranks, 3 of us. So Max, I'd do a lot of mixing and Max would do a lot of scratching. Wallace on the mic, like Heartless do nowadays. Original crew. So that's how I got into it, man, from that.
And it's so touching that you, when I listen to even your shows on Love Life, you mention the F1 crew pretty much every show. And
it's my boys, man.
Yeah.
Still around.
You know, it's touching to know.
Well, Max still plays on, he plays on the station.
On the station as well.
He's still doing his thing late at night, 12 to 2, scratching it up, bringing in some reggae, reversing it and all that. So yeah, he's still on the station, old Max.
And we had Mr. Jones on our podcast recently, and he mentioned about Mixmaster Max as well. And
Jonesy, yeah.
Mentioned how important that he was part of his early days, you know, getting into it. Yeah. So that's touching as well. And the station you were on, the local station at the time, Rush. Were there any noticeable names that have gone on to do other things that were at the same time as yourselves?
Yeah, man. On Rush, before us, after us. No, before us was Red Ant. I don't know if you know Red Ant, and it was someone else. But after us was Chemistry and Storm, God rest her soul.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. So they used to come and play after us. So Goldie used to come up.
Goldie?
Goldie was going out with one of the girls. So yeah, he used to come up early and vibes with us, grab the mic sometimes. I'd be there and Wallace, like Cranks might not turn up. It might be a bit late. So Goldie will jump on. I've got some tape somewhere with him on him. I must have, with him MCing and all that. So we got cool with Goldie, man. And when he started doing these metalheads and that, he was bringing us some dub plates and stuff like that. And yeah, we was just spinning these tracks for him. So it was a good little vibe those days.
So 92, you're on Rush. You transition into playing. You're playing Garage House. That sound, Night Crawlers.
Well, Garage weren't even sort of. It was.
I'm talking House and Garage.
US
Garage.
That's what it was. Those days.
Yeah. And what was some of the noticeable records you may have been playing now at this point on your show on Rush? So Night Crawlers being one potentially this time.
Robin S. Show Love. JD, Plastic Trick. Still get played now.
I know.
Classics. So endless they are.
Were you, besides DJing, were you out clubbing at this point, just getting a vibe of what was going on? So likes of Ministry of Sound, were you going then sort of the early days, 91, 2, at that time?
You know what? I went a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I was more into the radio.
Right.
I was just doing pure shows. Whenever I can do, late at night, sometimes on a Saturday, I might do a nighttime shift. I'll come back. I had good times, but I was just banging to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rave local, like Dungeons. That was around the corner from me, Dungeons, Leabridge Road.
Okay.
And then I'd go to the Gases and all stuff like that. All the proper, like, US garage clubs.
Okay.
Gas, Archie's, Cafe de Paris, the Park, Kensington. There's a lot of them, man. There was a lot going on. Those were the days. Terminals.
Yes. Oh God. You've gone back on that one. Yeah. Terminals. Yes, definitely.
Aquarium,
of course.
I played there a couple of times actually. Aquarium.
Yeah. Okay. And was this around the time that you met Fen, DJ Fen, or was this before? Or
no, Fen come after.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Fen come after, like after I left. Well, I was on Rush 92.3. on say the frequencies. And 88.4, which was Defection.
Right, yeah.
So there were sort of mates. It was Dice, Vitamin, Miley. They owned all that back in the day.
Okay.
So yeah, I was back and forth between Rush and Defection, and then when I started playing this housey sort of crossover US, then I moved from the area. I ended up going back to Manor House, and that's where I joined Freak.
Right, okay.
Freak, North London again. Freak were more Holloway Road, Archway, that sort of Finsbury Park behind there.
Oh.
And that was behind like my old flats, basically, Manor House. So I just got Blackstock Road round there and boom, I was there in the studio. So yeah, that's when I started jumping onto more of the US garage and playing more of it. And that's sort of when I met Fen.
Right, okay.
Met Fen in a local phone shop in Crouch End. A friend of mine was in their house.
Okay.
Jaffa Juice, we call him. Jaffa. He knows who he is. And he goes, yeah, I've got this friend of mine. He's a good little DJ. I'd like to bring him up on your show.
Yeah.
Because I already had my show on there. I was settled in.
I was just going to say, had you had your show at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought, you know what? All right, mate, would you play? Whatever. Yeah. So he's buying the same sort of stuff then.
Oh, that's good.
So I thought, all right, cool. So we brought him up there, like Ramrod, Julio and all them boys. They said, yeah, cool, Ram, sweet. It's one of the boys, you know. So I brought him up there and we've done a show and it was good. People loved it. And I said, do you want to come back? He goes, yeah. And then he started coming every week. And then we called it the underground. Was it the underground?
Freak Zone.
Freak Zone. That's it. The Freak Zone.
Yeah.
We called it the Freak Zone, 8 till 10, I think, on a Friday.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was Fen, I was Ramsey, and it just become like, right, Ramsey and Fen, bomb.
Ah, that's how it was.
That's how it started, from a phone shop and bringing him up on my show and that, and yeah.
Okay. So were you doing any station events with Freak FM at this point? Like Freak in the Manor or?
Yeah, when Fen joined,
Yeah.
I don't think they was doing any then, but when Fen joined, after they started, maybe a year after, was it something like that? Yeah, Freaking You.
Freaking You, so that was the other one, yep.
There was the Rocket they used to do.
Yeah.
I forgot, what was that called? That was another name. They had the Mash Trap. Yeah, that was a little undercover thing. That was next door to where I started working for my cousin in Finsbury Park.
Oh.
Right next door, there's a little club, and my first record shop was around the corner.
What was that?
Near the Arsenal's football stadium.
Oh, the Old Highbury.
Yeah, and it was more Finsbury Park. And yeah, it was next door to it. The Mash Trap downstairs used to finish like daylight.
No way.
Proper illegal parties, but
that's what was
drink down there. It wasn't big. It was a small gaff.
Yeah.
Maybe 100, 120 people.
Yeah.
The Manor was a bit more, how many that old? Maybe 400, 500 freak in the Manor.
Okay.
So yeah, they've done Bagley's, they've done Rocket, they've done quite a few places. They've done EC1.
Yeah.
So they were moving about with Freaking You quite a lot.
Okay.
And yeah, it was great being on there.
So what led you, if you can go into it, what led you to leave Freak FM?
Oh, I'm glad you asked that question because a lot of people got different stories about what happened.
Okay.
Now, I'll tell you the truth from my mouth now, basically.
Okay.
So we were playing at, I think it's Freaking You.
Okay.
EC1 Club.
Okay.
Booked us to play.
Okay.
Me and Fen. Place was packed. We had quite a big following those days. I know everyone's older nowadays and they don't go out as much, but we had quite a big following and it was packed. So they gave us like a drink, right? It was shekels, bro. Yeah. It's like you fill up your car, you don't even fill up your car with it. So I said, all right, cool. I said, next time you book us, I want double. On £100, it was 50 quid, bruv.
Okay.
Yeah, sweet. No problem. We'll do it. Yeah, all cool. All right. We had the party, packed again, same money. Give us the same money. Didn't give me no little drink on top. And that was it. See you later, mate. I left there. Fen come with me. You know, I didn't take any of their DJs. Their DJs left after.
Oh.
I left there and then I had a pal of mine, Sherpa.
Right.
He was starting 95, back to 95 then. He wanted to start a party. He wanted an advert on Freak.
Okay.
So he come round and he goes, oh, I want an advert on Freak. Can you get me an advert on Freak? Like, I said, mate, I left the other day. I remember it was a Saturday morning. That was Friday. I left. And he goes, what do you mean you've left? No, man, you can't leave. What do you mean? Oh, I said, I've left. They didn't pay me my wages I agreed on, and that was it.
Yeah.
So he goes, oh, what are you going to do? I said, I got this thing, actually, I can show you. I was drinking out of a cup.
Right.
And I said, I'm gonna start my own station.
Right.
Because I was a bit peed off.
Yeah. Understandable
Yeah,
if you're
left
not
a
being...
bit, whatever.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, wicked. What are you gonna call it? I didn't know what I was calling it. I was just angry, do you know what I mean? I was just like, so I was drinking out of this cup, bit of tea. My mum, God rest her soul, she was there. So I lift this cup up and I'm drinking, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna call it London Underground.
No way.
And he went, what? I said, yeah, I brought the cup with me.
Oh, please.
To show you the evidence after I covered it up. This is the actual cup. I ain't cleaned it or nothing. I've left it as it is, man. Here it is.
Memorabilia. Look at that.
So while I was drinking out of that.
Okay. Oh, the mug was just sort of facing you that way whilst you just...
Welcome to London Underground. And then I just went bosh to him. And he went, yes. And I didn't have that much money, and he had a little bit of money. Okay. And then another mate of mine walked in, a guy called MC Turk. And back in the day, he didn't really know Mikey, but he come to visit me and that. He heard what was going on. Mikey goes, I want some of that. Turk goes, I want some of that.
Right.
Bosh. I said, all right, I'll run it. You lot put the dough in. And that's how London Underground started.
And
so if I never left Freak, there won't be London Underground.
Okay. That's foundation information there, right there. You heard that first.
Yeah, so that's how it happened. And that's the whole truth. No one can't tell you nothing.
No, and you remember where you heard it. That's why we're on this podcast, call it the Unspoken Word, because it needs to be documented.
Yeah, so for those that said, oh, he left Freak and he took all his DJs, sorry, mate. Jonesy was my boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Richie Fingers was my boy from my areas. There are a lot of my boys that came with us. Yeah. Some of them might have left and joined.
Yeah.
But and then me and friends started running it. Lineups and all the DJs on there.
So at this point, we're talking roughly sort of 95, 6?
95.
Yeah.
95-ish,
95, 6. Okay. And some of the DJs that were on there, some of the early DJs, you mentioned Richie Fingers, Jonesy, Fen, yourself.
Daryl B.
Hermit. Oh.
Danny Ward was on. You know what? I've got a book with me.
No way.
I brought it with me. Another evidence thing.
Okay.
So this was the diary that we were doing all the lineups in.
Okay.
All the DJs' wages.
Right.
All the like. So you can see what the book says on there as well.
95. So that's... You can't get better than this.
Nah.
No. Why
I've got a little present here for you.
Okay. What have you got?
I've got a couple of stickers. No one's really... BUG Records, original days. Actually, I might have a few more I can give away, because I've got about that much at home. So I might... Maybe you can do a little competition or something.
Yeah, no, definitely. Thank you.
So yeah, this was like
we like an exclusive on our podcast. So
times, etc. Right, yeah, Mr. Jones, Mikey B, Fen.
Yeah.
Hermit Bags, Spoonie, 8 till 10.
Hold on, DJ Spoonie we're talking.
Yeah.
He was part of the London Underground
of course,
team.
man, original.
Wow.
Hey, Spoonie come late. And he really wanted a show. Really, he was like, oh, come on, boys. Like, he was asking Mikey, but we were so full up. We were just waiting for the right time to shuffle around and then boom.
Put him in.
We slipped him in. But yeah, Spoonie done well on there.
Yeah.
Because me and Fen were running the times, and he goes, can I get Mikey and Timmy to do come and do a guest thing on my show? Okay. I said, yeah, cool, man. Friday, it's your show.
Yeah.
And that's where Dream Team formed.
Right. So on London Underground,
on London Underground, there won't be no Dream Team. So where Spoonie pulled the boys in and done their little thing there.
Yeah.
So there you can see some of the. Oops, I moved my mic. I don't know. Let me show you 1 minute, because we've got to go out to the back. So I don't know. You can read some off if you can read some of that writing. Oops. You can see some of them.
So we've got. Look at that. So we've got a date. I'm not going to tell you too much, guys, for that's another one. But Hermit, Spoonie, Greg Stainer. Yeah, Gusto. That's the guy that done Disco's Revenge.
Yeah. No. It's another one.
Oh,
It's another
okay.
one.
All right.
Yeah, it could be, you know.
I was thinking. Brothers Glenn. Okay.
Yeah.
Pitchy Fingers. That's Scott Bradley. Danny Foster, Andy B.
Yeah. Operator was on there.
Yeah.
There was quite a few. I mean, that weren't even full up. Like, that was just mishmash. Then we'd move to another page when we get more DJs.
More DJs on.
Add more on. So there's like, I don't know. That's all right, mate. We don't want to look at the back because I can tell you how much Mans was getting.
Right. That's that's
a party.
Yeah.
Ooh, good prices here. Oh, Matt Jam's numbers up there as well.
Oh yeah. What?
Yeah, I know exactly what Spoonie was getting.
Okay.
I won't tell you that.
No.
They're all here. Oh, God rest his soul, my boy Jason K. R.I.P. Love you, bro.
And I just want to take some time just
see his name there.
What was Jason K like as a person?
Top bloke, mate.
Yeah.
Top bloke. He done the first Midsummer Ball with me in Cyprus.
Right.
Jay Jr. was there as well. But he sort of tried to connect the Greek and the Turkish side together and make it as one, as a party, just to show them how we are in England and London, how we, you know, don't mean nothing to us, that separation. We're all as one here.
Exactly.
And that's what he tried to do, you know, and I rate him for that. Yeah. And he was a good producer. He was a top DJ and a wicked guy, man.
Yeah.
Love him, Jay. And funny as well. Proper sense of humour.
Everyone that I've spoken about Jason as well have always said what a character he was and his smile, and yeah.
I got a little special cut from a producer that's done a little thing for Jason. Like, I don't know if you've done it before he passed away, with Blakey on it, and I'm going to play that at Ministry of Sound maybe as the last track.
Okay.
Because Sherpa's telling me, yeah, play that tune, man, in respect of Jason K and that. So it's like a mashup of all the Social Circle tunes in it, with Blakey just doing his little thing on top.
Yeah, and again, another one that's another fallen soldier as well, and Mr. Blakey
There's
as
loads,
well.
Man.
There's so many
people.
Past. Yeah,
rest their soul.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happened with
So that's London Underground. Scenes changing. Can I ask the question, is London Underground one of the first stations to play UK garage or house and garage? The sound that was British now, some of the new wave of producers coming in.
So yeah, well, Freak was to me first.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Because Freak was there. London Underground come just a little bit later.
Okay.
But we had more of an impact, you know. But then I can say Rush, because I was playing the Show Me Loves and all that, the housey, garagey flavours in the mornings on there. So you could say early days Rush FM.
Yeah.
But Freak Freak was around, just come after that. But it was strictly house and garage sort of on there. With Rush, you know, drum and bass had hardcore. It was a mixture.
So would you say then with London Underground then
the connoisseurs come out of that and innovators?
Right, exactly that. 100%.
Yeah, all the boys, all the making the tunes and all that. And
so from that period now, we're talking 95-6, you're doing Numb Nums with Mr. Jones and Little Bill.
Yeah.
The station's doing events.
Yeah.
The scene's evolving. The La Cosa Nostra, Sun City are now being thrown into the mix as well.
Yeah.
That's changing. Talk us through a little bit about your production side of things. How does that change now at this point?
Right, yeah. So when we was on LUG, we used to call it, Underground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We, through Mikey, through Sour Records and Freddie Kruger, his brother, and another guy called Norton, who used to own a studio called Sour Records down in Dalston.
Yeah.
And they had an engineer there. So he goes, yeah, I've got someone to make a tune with you guys. Because they had an in-house engineer, which was MJ Cole.
Ah, right.
So he was making like drum and bass, trying to break through with his flavours and that. And they had some vocals. Freddie had the vocals, Kim Mazel. And it was just like, yeah, want to come and do a tune with these boys. So I said, all right. So we went down to Sour. And that's where we started Big Baby. That's where it started. We met MJ. He didn't have a clue. He was like, oh, So I've drawn out a few Grant tunes,
Yeah.
a few Kerry Chandlers.
Just for
some
inspirational
Todd tunes,
ideas.
have a listen to a few snares, take some of that, sample a bit of this.
Okay.
He was classically trained, he has his jazz flavour. So, because he was doing drum and bass, and I come from drum and bass and hardcore, I knew about bass lines, how they should sound, you know, had flavours. So he had good sounds as well because he was making it. So I thought, yeah, we can put that sound on some of the garage we're doing.
Yeah.
So that's how we started doing garage from day one, really.
Yeah.
Introduced him to some of the flavours, mixed up with a bit of these flavours, me and Fen there. And that's where Kim Mazel, Big Baby, was born. And it was a banger when it came out, classic.
So Big Baby first, quality after?
Yeah, then they said do quality after that. That was Kim Mazel again.
Yeah.
So by then, yeah, that was the second one we done in. And then the station started a label called VIP Recordings.
Mm-hmm.
Very important plastic.
It was indeed. Definitely.
So we've done our first, we've done our first EP there for the station.
The Off-Key Experience?
Off-Key Experience, yeah.
Yeah. Talk us through the track Underground Explosion. There's a little bit in there that I was listening to it not long ago, and I was like, I like this bit, but the guy who does this little sample bit, wonder who had that little bit in it. I was thinking, is that just something that they done in the studio? Oh, was that you?
Yes.
No way.
What it is with MJ, he'll take if you're talking, he'll film quite a few things.
Okay.
If you're even if you're in like recording vocals, he won't say I've started like. He might let it run a little bit, see if you do any little thing that he can use.
Yeah.
So he was doing something, he was doing some bass line. And I was going, no. I was going, no, it's not that. And then he done something and I went, yeah, that's it, mate. And he nicked that bit of me saying, that's it, mate. And he put it in the track. And it blew up, man, that tune.
Yeah.
And that's how I ended up being in it. Some of the tracks you can hear, like Desire, the dub, me and Fenner in the back doing like all little noises. If you hear it properly, if you listen to it properly, we're in there. So he used to use loads of little sounds of us.
And edit it.
He could edit it up. And that's what we liked about him. And he was fast. So, yeah, we had good times with MJ, man. Good times.
And that's where Bug Records more or less come from.
What we did after that, we thought, right, we need to take this guy. We need to like make some more tunes because we couldn't go in that studio all the time.
Yeah, I understand.
And he weren't doing nothing. So I think he was still working other places, but he'd come down as he liked what he did with us. So he'd come down, he'd do a couple of little tracks with us, and then it started blowing up a bit and we started getting a few remixes. But we started Bug Records first.
Okay.
BUG, you know what it stands for, yeah?
British Underground. I should know this.
I got you that.
You have got me there.
British Underground Grooves.
Grooves.
Yeah. No one knew that.
No.
So when she used to say love bug, she was saying love British Underground Grooves.
Which is this.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
There we go.
Final.
And that's one of the first of many. Well, no, was it actually? It was, obviously, then there was Styles and Desire.
That was number 3.
Number 3, yes, right, yeah.
It says it on there, Cat. So
yeah,
it was Style first.
Of course, yeah.
With Richard Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Desire with Daniela.
Yeah.
And then Lindsay Moore on the third one.
The third one.
I can't remember what was 4th. Was it Colours? Yeah.
No, number 4 was
Colours.
No, Mad Changes.
Oh yeah, Jonesy's thing. Yeah.
And then Colours.
Okay, yeah. And then Colours, then Always, then yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So whilst you're making the tracks, I'm just going to sort of fast forward a little bit now. So you're making music, you're doing the events, the scene's changing. We get towards the late 90s and the sound's changing, everything's changing. How does that affect things for yourself, if it did?
Didn't really affect us.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the Want War sounds coming in there. We called it Want War.
Yeah.
Speed garagey sort of bass.
Yeah.
We just stuck to what we were doing. We were still playing grooves.
Yeah.
You know, bit of 2-step, bit of 4/4, you know, a bit undergroundy.
Yeah.
But we've always played house as well.
Yeah.
Soulful. I've always bought that from day one because that's how we started. When we started buying our tunes from early days,
yeah,
we'd play the dub versions of them. the underground mixes of them.
Yeah. And
nowadays we can play the vocals of them of the same track.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing on radio. And what's that mix? Yeah, that's the mix you ain't heard because you've been bussing the other mix for years.
Yeah.
And that's become the classic. But this is a different version of it. So
exactly.
Yeah, man.
Just touching on production before we just move a little bit further on. Bello.
Yes.
Special memories about making that track?
Yeah, good tune.
Yeah.
Good tune. We thought, you know what? We're not going to put our name on it in the first lot. So there's some that came out without our name on it. Because some people out there were a little bit, Ramsey Fen, you know. And a lot of people didn't know we made it.
Oh.
So yeah, it was Belo Horizonte. That was from the old football thing. Da, 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 da. You know that?
Yep.
And yeah, we just took a few samples.
Yeah.
Care, little bass line.
Oh.
Little boom, little sound in there, and then boom, straight in with the bass.
Okay.
You know, but we don't know what they're saying. They're singing just, oh, yeah.
Yeah. But it's just putting it all together.
Yeah, having the groove, having the flavour. And it just worked. We knew what to do. We had our sounds there. It was just, boom, easy.
Masterpiece.
24 hours, 2 days, track done.
24, done in 24?
We've done a
2
track
days?
in 24 hours.
Okay.
We've done, what was it? What You Want? Some More.
Some More.
We've done a mix of that. That was 24 hours.
Do we have that here?
Yeah. Oh, wow, you got all the tracks here. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tarek, Pure Groove Records, who used
Yeah.
to own Pure, he used to get us the remixes.
Yeah.
A guy called Tarek.
Yeah.
Good friend of Fen's. So
Yeah.
we've got quite a few mixes off of that guy.
Yeah.
Thanks to him. Yeah, locked on. Very good label. Wicked label.
Definitely is. Most definitely. Just gonna just sort of move towards the podcast a little bit. Just move forward, a little bit slightly forward. I know obviously you've done all your bug work, record stuff, the productions. Talk us through about your label, Back to Bump.
Oh, I started that almost about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But because of the COVID
Yeah.
and I was moving, I just left it. I just never had time for it. I put a lot of back catalogue that I did on my own is on it.
Okay.
But I've just done one release called My Shoes.
Okay.
And that was it. A couple of people done a few mixes for me, but I'm ready. I've got some stuff coming out.
Yeah.
I'm in between doing this station at the same time as doing promotions and other bits and pieces. So I'm definitely back in the studio. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 releases ready to go out.
Okay.
I'm just waiting to get 6 releases, and then I'm going to put them all out. I'll probably bandcap a lot of the stuff as well.
Okay. Is that something we might be looking forward to in 2025?
Yep.
Yeah.
Got some good bits, some housey bits, still a bit of garage in there, some commercial bits, some covers, some soulful, some disco, mixture of everything. What I play on the radio and what I grew up with. So man knows all about all them rhythms, man.
Exactly that. Exactly that. And just to wrap up our podcast, you do a show on Love Life Radio. Talk us through the 2 different shows. I know you've got one on a Tuesday and a Friday.
One's called The Essential Sounds.
Yeah, of course.
Which I play everything from 80s, 90s classics, bit of garage, 95, 96.
Yeah.
I mix it up. That's 2 to 4 Essential Sounds. And then Friday I do 4 till 6, which is all new stuff.
Yeah.
New deep house, new soulful house, bit of jacking, new disco, deep house, some classics in there as well.
Okay.
So I just mix it up. Might be changing it soon.
Okay.
When we move, I might be going a little bit earlier.
Okay.
I'm getting a little bit busy actually. So
make sure you guys follow Ramsey on Love Life Radio. And I thoroughly enjoy his shows.
Yeah.
You know, it's nice especially on the Tuesday. It's nice to go back as well.
Yeah.
On some of the old school.
Also, I do a bit of TikTok on there as well.
There you go.
Flexing out with the old tiki-toki.
There we go. There we go. Ramsey, we're gonna end our podcast, but before you go, we always ask our guests on our podcast some fun fact questions about them. All right. So just a few questions. We're gonna just ask you. Okay. In no particular order. Ibiza or Ayia Napa?
For me, Napa.
Napa, yeah.
Garage.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Grant Nelson or MJ Cole? Grant, okay. I like that.
MJ's probably second for me.
Yeah. So in that order anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's only because Grant's a bit older and he's been about longer.
Yeah.
The old witch doctor.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Going back a bit. Yeah. La Cosa Nostra.
Yeah.
Sun City.
Yeah.
Or Garage Nation.
Boy.
Think of it them in their prime, and then you've got to pick one. Then if it's
maybe I should go by who's booked me the most.
Then you could do that. Then
La Cosa Nostra.
There you go. R.I.P. to Peter as well.
R.I.P. Peter.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Sun City Wicked Party as well, and Garage Nation's still going.
Yeah.
You know, but Jason used to own that. God rest his soul as well.
Yeah.
With, Terry Turbo.
Yes.
Old Terry.
Yeah, definitely. All right. And last but not least, TikTok or Instagram?
I'll say TikTok now.
Yeah.
Getting more love on TikTok.
There you go.
Really.
There we go.
Prefer it. It's a bit easier. Yeah, more videos. I like videos more than pictures, really. That's me.
Yeah.
If I joined it when it first come out, I've got so much content to put on there. It's unbelievable.
It's exactly that.
Yeah.
Ramsey, lovely to have you on our podcast. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yes, brother.
Thank you so much. And again, thank you to our audience for watching the Unspoken Word podcast with us this today. And of course, hit that like, share, subscribe button as well for future content as well. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you. Take care.